Have you ever wondered how Wealthsimple Trade makes money without charging any commissions? What's going on, you guys? My name is Daniel, and on this channel, we talk about stock market investing. If you guys are interested in Canadian stock market investing, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, if you want to sign up for Wealthsimple Trade, I have links down below in the description, as well as a pinned comment, and it'll give you $10 for free when you open up an account today and deposit $100. For those of you who don't know what Wealthsimple Trade is, let me just give you a quick brief. So Wealthsimple Trade is Canada's first $0 commission trading app, which allows you to buy and sell stocks without paying a bloody commission. So typically for your average brokers like Questrade, TD, or RBC Investing, you're paying anywhere from $5 to $10 per trade, which means that if you buy a stock, you're paying anywhere from $5 to $10. When you sell that stock, you're paying an additional $5 to $10. So your total cost to buy and sell is anywhere from $10 to $20. Versus Wealthsimple Trade, it's free. And for those of you guys who are watching this and looking for a brokerage, you're probably just starting off in your investing journey, and I estimate maybe your savings are somewhere around $500 to maybe $10,000. And this is perfect for you because if you're going to trade this small amount of money and you don't want to throw all your money into the market at once, it's more advantageous for you to buy in little chunks. So Wealthsimple Trade is perfect for beginner investors with small amounts of cash. It ultimately allows you to dollar cost average into stocks, which is the best way of investing when you're a new investor. The app interface is extremely easy to use, and it's also very pleasing to the eye compared to its competitors like Questrade or TD. It's very millennial focused, and I think also it just makes it really easy to understand how to invest because they cut out a lot of the extra features that you'll see on Questrade or TD. And these extra features aren't exactly necessary for beginners in the beginning because they'll just confuse you. Also, the sign up process is extremely simple and you can do it in a matter of 5 minutes. So if you want to sign up today and get that $10 for free, use the link in the description down below. Now we're going to answer the question of how Wealthsimple Trade actually makes money. Because how is it possible for Wealthsimple Trade to be actually making money if they're allowing people to trade for free? We know how the big banks are making money because they're charging you a commission per trade. And we know that nothing is free in life. So Wealthsimple Trade does actually make some money, but not through commissions. So the first way they make money is through currency exchange. On Wealthsimple Trade, you're not only able to trade Canadian stocks on the TSX and the TSX Venture, you can also buy stocks on the NASDAQ as well as the New York Stock Exchange. So you can buy these stocks, but they're held in US dollars. And for you to change Canadian dollars into US dollars, you have to pay a currency conversion fee. And this fee is roughly around 1.5%, which Wealthsimple Trade states right on the website. And each time you buy and sell, you're doing this currency exchange. So basically you can think of this as a commission fee. Versus your traditional broker, like with Questrade or TD, which I also have accounts with, in these brokerages, you're able to hold US dollars. So I can do a currency conversion from Canadian dollars to American dollars once and just trade in American dollars. I don't need to convert it back to Canadian like Wealthsimple Trade every single time. And that's the one downside with Wealthsimple Trade when you're trading American stocks. If you're trading a couple hundred here and there, then stick with Wealthsimple Trade. But if you're thinking of doing maybe somewhere between $5,000 to $10,000, then I would suggest opening up a Questrade account, which I also have linked in the description down below. The second way that Wealthsimple Trade actually makes money is through other fees. And for most of you who are beginner investors starting a Wealthsimple Trade, you won't have to worry about these other fees because these are things like, getting service over the telephone, which I think most of you are watching this are probably competent on a smartphone. So there's no way that you're going to call in a Wealthsimple Trade to make a trade. You're just going to do it right there on the app. The only fees that you might have is if your bank actually charges you for an electronic funds transfer. So be sure to check that out with your bank, but usually those fees are maybe around $2 to $3. The third way of how Wealthsimple Trade actually makes money, which is not very well stated on the website, is through the bid-ask spread. Essentially what the bid-ask spread is the difference between the bid price and the ask price. When you want to go buy a stock, you're going to be paying the asking price, but when you want to go sell a stock, then you're going to be selling at the bid price. And the difference is actually collected by the brokerage. Because ultimately when you buy and sell stocks, you're actually buying and selling with a brokerage. You're not actually buying and selling with another trader. So for example, if you're to sell 100 Tesla stock, the brokerage would buy that at the bid price. And then they would turn around and look for a buyer of those 100 Tesla shares within their own brokerage or from another brokerage. And then they would be posting for the ask price, which is always higher than the bid price. And here I'll show you an example of the bid-ask spread on Questrade. So on the screen here, I've thrown actually an example for us. So we're going to be looking at Tesla stock in the bid-ask spread for Tesla. So here you can see that the bid price is $424.44, while the ask price is $420.85. As a buyer, you're likely going to be paying the asking price, and as a seller, what you're going to be given if you sell the stock is the bid price. So basically what happens here is the brokerage is actually acting intermediately between the buyer and the seller. And if you want to kind of get closer to the bid or the ask price, depending on which way you're doing, if you're buying or selling, then what you should do is do a limit order. And for brokerages, they want to get the best price and be able to make a bit of profit, which is the spread, when they buy or sell securities. Brokerages are taking a little bit of risk when they're buying and selling because they're putting their own money on the line. So that's why there's a bid-ask spread on their end. So they want to make sure that they're going to be getting a good deal and that when they sell the stock or when they buy the stock, that they're going to be able to flip it for more money. On Wealthsimple Trade's platform, they don't show you the bid-ask spread. First of all, there's a 15-minute delay in the quote prices, and the reason for the 15-minute delay probably is because this is less fees on their end. If they wanted up-to-date quoting prices, they'd have to pay the stock market exchange to get up-to-date quotes. So the fact that they got 15-minute delayed quotes, it's a lot cheaper on their end, and the bid-ask spread is not as relevant when your prices are delayed by 15 minutes. As traders, you don't notice this bid-ask spread because when you're putting in your order for a stock, you're seeing 15-minute delayed quotes on the Wealthsimple Trade app. And when you buy the stock, it may be up by a couple pennies or down by a couple pennies. But again, as beginner investors, it doesn't really matter to you. And if price really does matter, then you just set a limit order. A side note is that big banks also make their money through the bid-ask spread, and they earn commissions on top of this. So they're raking in quite a bit of money when you do buying and selling on those other platforms. And I think that ultimately we could see $0 commissions. However, the bid-ask spread could be a little bit wider if we do that. And the reason why I think that Wealthsimple Trade actually uses this bid-ask spread, and they don't exactly disclose it, is because one day I was trying to sell BlackBerry stock. So I actually had a limit price of $6.80, and I did see that BlackBerry stock hit $6.80, and the stock didn't actually sell off in my account. So I figured that there was a bid-ask spread and the bid price was below $6.80, which only makes sense. So ultimately my trade wasn't executed, but later on in that day, the price hit around $6.83 and the trade was executed at that point. So Wealthsimple Trade must have bought my stock back for around $6.80 and sold it off to someone else at around $6.83, making it about a 3-cent profit per share. There's no certain formula for the spread between the bid and ask price. It's all based on supply and demand, as well as just each brokerage is a little bit different. So for a stock that trades with high volume, meaning there's a lot of interest in that stock, a lot of supply and a lot of demand, then that stock will have a lower bid-ask spread because the brokerage doesn't take as much risk on when they're buying that security and having to flip it around and sell it. They can easily buy and sell within a couple of seconds because there's a lot of volume. However, for the stock that's not very well traded and there's very low volumes, the brokerage takes on a lot more risk when they're buying that stock. So the bid-ask spread will be a lot higher to protect the brokerage from any sort of price fluctuations within that stock. If you guys are interested in Wealthsimple Trade and opening up an account but want to know a little bit more, click on the video which I talk about my 1-year review on Wealthsimple Trade. If you guys are interested in buying stocks but don't know where to start, click on the other video on the screen here, which is 4 stocks that I'm looking to buy in the month of October. If you guys are going over there, I'll see you there. If not, keep up the grind and have a great day.